Campus chaos continues. Anti-Israel agitators getting into a brawl with the police at Brooklyn College outside of New York City. At least 14 protesters were taken into custody during this melee. A new fallout from the chaos at Columbia University. The school suspending more than 60 students for taking over the library as part of a protest against Israel. Alexis McAdams is live on the campus in New York City, and the new interim president, Claire Shipman, doesn't seem to be messing around here.
Hi, John. Yeah, this time we saw the school take action, and they took action pretty quickly. Now they've suspended not just dozens of students, but banned others from coming onto this campus, including alumni, so they can no longer get in through these gates here on the city's Upper West Side. This comes after those protesters wearing masks stormed the library. This was happening, John, while kids were trying to prepare for finals because the protesters may have forgot, but it is a college campus. Watch this.
This is our school. We're paying $90,000 a year to go here. Yeah, you don't have the right to take over. Like, we're paying to be here.
Are we taking?
We're paying to be here. You don't care.
Yeah, they're paying about $90,000 a year to be here. The library looked like this, though, after 100 people about wearing masks, carrying Palestinian flags, rushed the door, leaving graffiti, vandalizing bookshelves, and writing things like "Columbia will burn" and "Long live the Intifada" on desks. Dozens taken out in zip ties, charged with criminal trespass, and nearly all of the people arrested were women. The White House says if any of these protesters were here on a visa, they can pack their bags.
They want to come here and support our enemies, our terrorist organization. They want to take over college campuses. They want to assault, security guards. They want to damage college property. They're going to be deported. They might have got away with that under Biden administration, but not under the Trump administration. You will be deported.
And the president put a lot of pressure on Columbia University to make these changes, and that's why they acted this time, it seems. John?
All right, new sheriff in town, no question about that. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Dana?
We want to bring in Harvard professor Arthur Brooks, an advisory board member at the school dubbed America's Anti-Woke College. That is the University of Austin. Super interested in that. Let's start with Columbia. We had a student on yesterday. He's a military veteran. He did undergrad at Columbia. He's doing his first year there. He wants to write a book. Really amazing guy. Thinks Claire Shipman at Columbia is doing a good job in the administration.
I agree.
But this is what he thought. He was in the library when all this went down.
I think they're pro-communism. If you look at their Telegram channels, rarely they talk about Palestine. They talk about the Japanese Red Army. I really don't think they care about Palestinians. And I think that we do have. While I've had incredible professors who have changed my life, we do have indoctrination on our campus. It's clear as day. We had a speaker in one of my classes, a journalist, who said that he's a Marxist-Leninist and that me, a student, not him, should start a revolution. This was in class.
Okay, so you know a lot about academia and what's going on. How do you think Columbia's handled this, and how do we make this anti-Semitism? Maybe we can't snuff it out, but make it less intrusive.
Columbia and Harvard, they're getting it figured out, and they were really on the back foot for a long time. They weren't expecting the reaction to October 7th. They didn't know what to do. They had been putting up with a lot of nonsense that was against their own rules for a long time. But the leadership is much better. Claire Shipman's doing a great job. We have a terrific president at Harvard, Alan Garber. He's a very strong and very sensible guy, and he's actually enforcing the rules, which is the answer to your question. What do? You don't have to take a position on the particular type of protest. You just have to have rules about how people can protest and whether or not they can disrupt the campus. And the answer is they cannot. And you actually have to call in the police when it's appropriate and expel people as is appropriate to the rules.
So one of the things that Alexis McAdams just reported is that 60 students got suspended.
Right.
Why not expel them? Why not have that as a consequence?
So that depends on the rules of the campus. And so we saw different campuses do it in different ways. Our mutual friend Ben Sass, when he was the president of the University of Florida, he made it really, really clear. Look, if you sit down or you try to camp on the green, you're going to get kicked out. You got a 36-month suspension, which is effectively an expulsion. So there are different ways to do it, but you have to make the rules clear and you have to enforce the rules 100% of the time. And when you do that, you can avoid these problems.
Okay, Trump has Harvard in its sights, and he's
a bit of a
on the
problem
merits,
there.
right? And I know you think highly of the current president of Harvard. Do you think they'll find an accommodation here? It seems to me that they're really at loggerheads.
They are, but that's kind of how things work with Trump. You notice that we were at loggerheads with the UK over trade, and now we're not.
Not better.
You know, the truth of the matter is that this is the first bid with Trump tends to be extremely pugilistic. He's a fighter, and so the result of it is that he goes in hot, and then generally speaking, there is an accommodation. I'm pretty confident that Harvard and the federal government are not going to be at war
Do you
forever.
think that anti-Semitism protests, that they are going to decrease at Harvard?
Yes, I think they are, and part of the reason is because we have an administration now that's completely dedicated to following the rules. I mean, there are rules, and you're going to pay a price if you do something. The problem is that when you don't follow your own rules, you get more of the behavior that you don't like, and every parent knows that.
That's true. Can I ask you about the University of Austin?
Yeah.
This is an amazing, innovative school.
Yeah,
It's small right now, but what is the potential there?
The potential is actually to shake up this, established form of higher education. I'm a Harvard professor, but I'm on the advisory board of the University of Austin because I believe in competition. I'm a capitalism person. I'm a free enterprise person. The competition of ideas is fundamental to a free society. The problem that we have on a lot of campuses is there's not enough freedom of speech and freedom of expression. And the way that we're going to get more of it is more competition, is more models of people doing interesting things. The best thing that can happen to Harvard is that there are different kinds of models that are extremely successful, and we can start adopting.
If parents are watching now and they think they would love for their child to be able to go to University of Austin, is there still room, or are all those slots taken for next year?
Those slots are taken for this year, but of course there's always room for really great people, and they have very, very clear rules on how you get in. So
and what about recruiting for professors? Pretty good?
Yeah, it's great. I mean, everybody wants to go there. Not everybody, but a lot of people are actually trying to go there. We are at the University of Austin seeing phenomenal people that are actually changing their affiliation. Yep.
I would go, if I went back to school, that's where I would want to go.
It's terrific. It's a great experience.
Arthur Brooks, it's great to see you.
Thank you, Dana.
Thank you.
I'm Steve Ducey.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.